Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and just like last time, I decided that the thing to do for the moment, or possibly even for a whole hot minute, was to collectively decide that actually, you know what? There's quite a lot of songs in heavy metal that actually go through the ramifications and the importance of talking about politics, the meaning of war, the meaning of strategy, the meaning of justice, the law, innocence, violence, warfare. There's too many of these themes to actually count. But even in this present moment, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that this would be a very interesting way to talk about because for those who don't know what the punishment do, Holy Wars, the punishment due by Megadeth is, well, even though it contains the lyrics, "Don't look now to Israel, it might be your homeland," this song was directly inspired by the troubles in between the Republic and Northern Ireland. In particular, revolving around the IRA, fights against the British, the parliamentaries, as well, there is another very famous song that the Cranberries famously did called Zombie, which talks specifically about conflicts, a horrible conflict as a result of the struggles. But for the sake of this, ladies and gentlemen, it's very interesting that there are many lyrics in this can easily be applied, as they were, to the wars that are going on between Israel and Hamas. Now, you may say or argue that it's not really doing any of that, but, well, that's kind of like why I wanted to do this, because maybe we could just hold this up from a song from 1991 and see whether or not there's, like, any correlation. I feel like there are a few that actually may go a little bit. It also helps with the fact that this is easily Megadeth's. I'm not too sure if it's the best song that they've ever done, but once again, like And Justice for All, it's top 5 material. So let's go and let's see if we can find. Let's begin the digging. You know, again, even without wanting to say it's kind of interesting how, again, the whole musically the song resembles something of the chaos of going to war. There's noise, confusion, blasts, rattling of fire, machine guns. Everything is happening all at once, and that's the most perfect way to describe the opening to Holy Wars. Everything is happening at once, and you're thinking that God is just about ready to strike the earth. actually, you know what? It literally has only just occurred to me about the whole line of don't look now to Israel. It might be your homeland. Owing to decades to centuries over fighting with, well, conflicts between the Palestinians and Israel. And, well, I know the idea was that this was meant to be about the conflicts between Northern Ireland and the Republic, but it's like, even just through things like ask the sheep for their beliefs, do you kill on God's command? Like, is that the only thing we've got as to why we declare war? And then, of course, one of my favorite like lyrics that Megadeth have ever done, killing for religion, something I don't understand, which is absolutely right and just because I don't understand it either. Hot damn, ladies and gentlemen, is the word. Just again, I've said this before when I talked about and justice for all, but it's the fact that you sometimes need a little bit of like external motivation to be reminded about sort of what your position on the world is and your position about what do you want to say about the world and why it is you want to say about what you know about the world. And going through this, ladies and gentlemen, it makes me kind of almost wonder about the idea of whether or not Dave Mustaine and the late great Nick Menza, they sort of knew, like nearly 30 years into the future, that this is basically the reality of things. Is, well, especially when they go into the parts about like upon the podium as the know-it-all scholar, down in my seat of judgment, gavels bang, uphold the law, or even to lines like wage the war on organized crime. Why, again, it's the sort of thing if it wasn't for that we expend like great numbers of like of our time and money on, you know, things like, again, learning to build weapons of mass destruction. And while all of these things go on, we sort of almost like seem to be lost to the fact that, again, think about what's just going on right now at home and think about exactly what's happening outside in the very world that we live in. And, well, you're wondering if whether or not it was even worth it in the end, because, well, next thing you know, they'll take your thoughts away. Which is, to be honest, in the eyes of some opposition, it would be absolutely their pleasure if they could take your thoughts away, but we live in a slightly more humane age than that. Or do we? And that's the thing I want to leave you guys with the thought on, is that do we live in a slightly more humane age because we know fine well what happens when we are presented with questions of these, or are we any less humane or less stable, not because we know more about the world, but by the fact that things still go on that we vehemently disagree with? Food for thought, ladies and gentlemen. And, well, there's going to be an awful lot more of these, I predict, and I reckon if even these sorts of things made it into the mainstream somehow, I mean, I know fine well that American Idiot is turning 20 years old this year, and yet it is still one of the most frequently and most popular propagandist sort of songs whenever the subject of Donald Trump is ever mentioned, and it might just even be the sort of thing I want to talk about next, so watch this space, eh? And I cannot wait to talk with you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.